Hello guys, welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Now, we're going to look at an absolute cracker of a card in the Northeast. The Northeast really are being spoilt with boxing this last few months. But before we do, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for us. It really does help us out. So let's get straight into this one, Ray. Lewis Ritson versus Ohara Davies. Firstly, I want your fight breakdown, but then there's some controversy around in this that we are going to have to get into. But give us the breakdown first.
Yeah, it's a fight that I'm really looking forward to, Josh. This is a real 50-50 domestic clash. And you know me, I love my 50-50 domestic clashes. When you look at Ohara Davies, I mean, he's only been beaten by Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor, two quality operators. We know all about that, and hopefully we will see that rematch. But that's for another video. What we've got to focus on is Lewis Ritson and Ohara Davies. And I think Ohara Davies brings a lot of power. He really does. Domestic level, you can't write him off. He's quite lazy. He throws in ones and twos, but when he does land, he's accurate. That might be enough to deter Ritson. Ritson, we know, was explosive when he was at lightweight. He hasn't been as explosive at 140, but he can fight Lewis. Look at that performance against, Davies, Robbie Davies from Liverpool at 140. That was a cracking fight. Real back and forth fight. Lewis Ritson, for me, he was a deserved winner there. Lewis Ritson needs to be doing a job on Ohara Davies if he's ever going to have that dream of fighting at St. James's Park. We all know Lewis Ritson doesn't like a body shot, so that's what Ohara Davies is going to target. I think Lewis Ritson only fights one way, and that's probably going to play into Ohara Davies' hands. So, though I want Lewis Ritson to win, he's from my area, obviously. And it'll mean much more for Lewis Ritson. I think Ohara Davies has got the equaliser, and I think he'll just have enough. I don't think Lewis Ritson is as skilled to keep Ohara Davies at bay for 12 rounds. So I'm going to go for Ohara Davies, possibly for a TKO.
Now, I'm surprised there, I'll be honest, because obviously, as much as we try and stay unbiased on this channel, it's hard sometimes. And as you said, Ritson's from your area. And, you know, as you say, this is a domestic 50-50, so you would definitely not get criticised for picking him. But I'm also picking Ohara Davies for the exact same reasons you've just said. So sadly, I'm not going to get the chance to extend my current slim 10-9 lead this weekend.
Very slim, very slim.
I mean, you are talking to 2022's winner, Ray, so a little bit of respect.
Living in the spider's angle. Yeah, you won. I give you that one. You did win fair and square, so we'll see. This is a new year.
I'm waiting on the crown. I mean, it's March now. I'd like to have thought it would have come by now, but who knows?
You're getting King's coronation, mate.
I'll wait for May. Don't you worry. I'll hold you to that. But on this fight, Ray, on a serious level, obviously you said like it would mean more for Lewis Ritson, but for me, Ohara Davies has still got a lot in the tank. I know he's had the controversy previously. You know, he had the whole fallout with Matchroom, then he won the golden contract. Obviously, that also didn't really pan out for him. But Ohara Davies can still crash a world title scene, surely, if he wins this especially.
Of course. And that's what you've got to look at with Ohara. We talk about him being unlucky and things not working out, but a lot of it is down to him. And this is why I can see he's on this channel. I don't like the guy. I don't like the way he badmouths people. I don't like the way he badmouths cities, people's families. The things he said about Robbie Davies, his dad, who had dementia at the time, was absolutely disgusting and disgraceful. He should have been banned for boxing, or at least served a ban. But he wasn't, and he's got away with it. And in a way, he's been punished by his inability to get the monster fights, and I think that serves him right. So, but having said that, he's still a very dangerous operator. He's a very dangerous operator, and in my understanding, is this fight serves as a final eliminator.
Yeah,
you know, but at 140, it's tasty. If you look at the guys at 140 who, you know, we've just seen a massive fight between Jeremias Ponce, who stopped Lewis Ritson emphatically. He got beat off. He got beat of Mateus, and he got stopped off Mateus. So, you know, those guys like Matthias and Ponce are still a level above Ritson and Ohara Davies. So the winner of this fight is going to have to find they're going to have to step up levels again, and it's whether or not who's got that in their locker. And if you're asking me, I think Ohara's got a little bit more in his locker to step up potentially than Lewis Ritson has. At lightweight, I would have said it's a different story, but at this weight class, I'm not too sure that we're seeing the Lewis Ritson that we saw at 135.
No, I'd totally agree with that. I mean, I'm thrilled with this fight. As you said, bang on. It's a domestic 50-50 that, for me, the country it's one of those that should capture fans, never mind hardcores. It's one of those that should be starting to make some indents on the more casual fans. But we can't avoid it. Just for those that don't know, just quickly, Ray, tell people about where can they actually watch this, because we've read that many fake reports. It's not been picked up by a major network, not even, Channel 5 we've seen do bits. What is that about, Ray? Because I just don't get it.
My understanding from a close that's very, very close to Lewis Ritson, this source has told me it's going to be on Fight TV, which I found to be absolutely shocking. Originally, it was supposed to be on Eurosport. That was going to be the deal that was done with Probellum. We know that Probellum is now being bought out by Disrupt Promotions. Whether this is going to be the last fight under the Probellum banner, the first fight under Disrupt Promotions, I'm not too sure about that. I don't know whether it's actually officially translated over yet. But what I do know and can confirm, it's going to be on Fight TV. Now, you can access that through the app or on Sky TV or from other sources. We'll not mention any more on that. But yeah, it's just a shame. I mean, there's so many people up here from Newcastle in who, when there's a fight up here, everybody knows about it. It's such a small city. But the only fight people are talking about is the one with Cyrus Patterson against Chris Jenkins. That's not for another just over 2 weeks' time. Lewis Ritson's got a huge fan base, a real popular fan base, and not many of them know he's fighting this weekend. So I'm really, really disappointed about that. The promotion's been nothing short of terrible, and it's a real shame should Lewis Ritson win, because this will be a monumental kick-up for his career, and he'll be fought in front of no one, and I don't think Lewis and his camp will take too kindly to that.
No, I totally agree, mate. I mean, it's been a real shame what's happened with Probellum. I know we've seen they attracted a load of fighters, particularly in the Northeast. We've seen, different ones now. Obviously, McCormack Dickinson. Obviously, Pete McGrail now he's back on the Liverpool card for Matchroom. So, I mean, I suppose he must have had to eat some humble pie personally to have sorted that one out. It's a real shame, but just strictly on this fight, it's absolutely criminal that no TV channel has picked this up. To have to go through the rigmarole of ordering this on an app. I honestly thought a few weeks ago when the whole Probellum situation came to light, I thought one of the big promoters would buy the rights to this fight and throw their weight behind it. And I think, sadly, without obviously living inside these promoters' heads, we can only actually put it down to what you were saying earlier about Ohara Davies' background. And, he's not exactly made himself very popular because it's the only logical reason. But Lewis Ritson obviously suffers because of that, because this, we've both predicted a Davies win. If Davies wins, where does Lewis Ritson go? Because, he moved to 140 on the proviso. He was a boiled down 135, and the power he would have at 140 would be life-changing. Yeah. He hasn't really delivered that. So he's definitely not going to welterweight. So it's sort of then, if he couldn't do 135 before, he's not going to do it after a few years away from it. So it's a shame because, for me, really both ways as well, the loser, this was the last big fight really for them. So it would have been lovely to have seen either maximise that payday. And we're not going to see it. It's a shame. But guys, there you have it. There you go. We've both predicted Ohara Davies possible late TKO. Let us know what your predictions are in the comment section. Stay tuned as we've got some great content, and particularly around the Cyrus Patterson-Chris Jenkins fight, because as we know, the Northeast has to have all the good fights now, while I'm down in the Midlands, just absolutely starved. It's ridiculous.
You famished, mate. You famished.
Famished, mate. Famished. But there we go. So join us on the next one.